Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor and welcome back to more Hearthstone. Today we're going to be talking about all the new cards that have been announced so far leading up to this expansion. So we've got a couple of weeks until the actual expansion hits. New cards are coming out pretty much every day. And this is one of my favorite times of the year, the couple times that it happens, where we get all these new cards, all these people talk about, like, oh, this is going to be great in the standard Ramp Druid Jade Serpent Warrior deck. That's not what I do. What I do is I go through and I'm like, shit, dude, can I make a really dumb deck that's all based around this one card? Or can this have some crazy gimmick potential? And then we learn whether or not it can happen, just like the Koldara Drake deck I did a few expansions back, or this last expansion, which didn't really have that much gimmick stuff in it, to be honest, but it had dungeon runs, which I was very happy about, so that kind of made up for it. But I'm hoping this expansion has a little bit of both, a little bit of dungeon run, a little bit of gimmicking, and we'll see what happens. So, straight up, we got Baku the Moon Eater. If your deck has only odd cost cards, upgrade your hero power. And then I believe Gen Greymane. If your deck has only even cost cards, your starting hero power costs 1. So it's kind of like pick which one you want. And I think each one's a little better for different heroes. Like, I'd probably rather have 1 mana totems than upgraded totems, right? So if you upgrade, it's like, oh, you can pick which one you have, but I'd rather have the 1 mana totem. So it all just is depends on what you're trying to do with your deck. If your deck has specifically, I want to do an even cost card thing, but maybe you are playing something that doesn't have many good even cost cards. I don't know. It's another dynamic they're adding into the game, and I think it's pretty cool. So I'm happy with that. And anything that adds a little bit more, what am I saying today? A little bit of more spice and meatball. Hagatha the Witch is the only hero power or hero card this expansion. She's a shaman hero. Battlecry deals damage to all minions, 3 damage, and her hero power isn't listed here, but it is whenever you play a minion, you get a random shaman spell for free. So it's a way of just getting shaman spells for playing minions. So it's interesting. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it is a thing. I mean, I'm down to try it out. Then there's Zelena Soul Thief. Replace your hand with a copy of your opponent's. This is prime gimmick fun deck territory where you can just... I said this in my last video where I talked about the couple of cards they announced right away. This card, imagine playing like a hand buff type of deck, right? You play all these low-cost minions, you buff them up, you get them all out there like Penguin and, all the really one-mana bad minions. And then, your hand's empty, you got nothing. You play Zelena and bam. You steal your opponent's hand, who maybe they're like holding on to all their cards, and then you've got a whole board filled with like strong low-cost minions, and then you steal their hand, and you've got a good, powerful hand that they've been saving up for, and it's just like, Plus, you know what they have then, and then it becomes this weird game. This is like, I am so ready for this card. I'm going to be playing this card in quite a few of my decks, and then I'll put it in my priest deck where you steal their cards. The randomly robbed deck is what I called it. So, very excited for this card. Lord Godfrey, Battle Cry. Deal 2 damage to all other minions. If any die, repeat this Battle Cry. So, this is just like Defile the legendary minion card, but it's like a stronger Defile, actually, because he just keeps doing like boom, boom, boom. So that's kind of interesting. And then if you play, what's it called? Bronzebeard in like a wild deck, that'd be some crazy stuff. Actually, he'd kill off Bronzebeard, but then it would like pop it again, and it would keep. So it's probably not worth it because it would kill Bronzebeard, but you'd get the 4 damage right away if you couldn't kill anything. That's all right. For having fun. It's like Gen Greymane. Is it Gen or Gen? Everybody was like, oh my god, you called him Jed Greymane. It's Gen Greymane? I guess it's Gen Greymane. Again, pretty cool card. I'll play around with it. Glinda Crowskin, minions in your hand have Echo. Now, this is really cool. What Echo is, if you don't know, is when you play a minion, you can play it again that turn. So, say you have, I don't know. Let me scroll down to the bottom here. Say you have a red band wasp, and you've got like 10 mana, all right? So you've got Glinda Crowskin, right? She's on the board, and then the next turn, you can play red band wasp 5 times if you have 10 mana. So it lets you just keep playing that minion over and over. That's the new mechanic, Echo. So this is going to be very fun. I think this is going to work well with some of the decks I've been playing around with, too. Like my one with all the kobolds that summon other cards in your hand. I'll be able to play a bunch of kobolds. The only problem is this is a warlock card, so you're going to have to play it in a warlock deck or randomly get it somehow. But this card alone is going to make me play some more warlock just to experiment with the Echo mechanic and try to do some crazy shit, because that's what is going to be very fun. Clockwork Automaton. Double the damage and healing of your hero power. So that's kind of cool. It's nothing crazy, but maybe there's going to be a deck where you try to just get your hero power as strong as possible. You play like Clockwork Automaton, play Baku the Moon Eater. There's got to be some other stuff in there, right? I think there's some other hero power buffs going on. So just try to get the strongest hero power possible and then kill your opponent with it. That might be something I try to do, actually. So that's got some pretty fun gimmick potential. Glitter Moth for the Priest, 5/4/4. Battlecry, if your deck has only odd cost cards, double the health of your other minions. So that's playing into the whole odd cost card thing. Sounds alright. I'll take odd and even cost cards over Jade any day. This is the expansion where Jade Druid and Jade Shaman and Jade in general is going to be eliminated, as well as patches and all of the gadgets and cards, which, see you later. Not going to miss you at all. Gloom Stag, 5/2/6. Taunt, Battlecry, if your deck has only odd cost cards, gain 2/2. So that'd be a 4/8 for 5 mana if you're playing Druid and you only got odd cost cards. Muck Hunter, Rush, Battlecry, summon 2/1 Mucklings for your opponent. 2/1 Mucklings for your opponent. And he's a 5/5/8. So Rush is the other new mechanic. It's essentially saying, hey, you can only attack minions. You can't attack the hero on your turn, your first turn when you're played. So it's their way of saying charge is for attacking anyone. You can attack the hero, you can attack minions, and rush is like you can only attack minions. So that's the other new mechanic they're doing. Sounds alright. Actually, it does. I don't know if it's that alright. I mean, you're giving your opponent 2/1 Mucklings. I don't know. I don't think it's super great. Maybe I'm wrong. Rotten Apple Bomb. Here we go. This guy's a true winner. Restore 4 health to your hero on the death rattle. He's a taunt. So it's alright. That's a way of getting some health back, having a taunt. 5/4/5. Gimmick potential? I don't know. Maybe he'll help me in one of my decks that needs time to get going. He'll give me some health and then taunt and all that. So he's got a different type of gimmick potential. 4 mana, Wanted, Rogue. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, add a coin to your hand. Alright. That's actually pretty cool for rogues. It's another way of getting more coins and killing off minions. So it's seems okay. Whispering Woods. Summon a 1/1 wisp for each card in your hand. That's a druid card. If you get a full hand, you get a lot of wisps. Well, I guess it would only matter up to like 7. I don't know if I could play a deck full of wisps. So that's the only potential I could see there. Something to buff up the board to a crazy amount, but I don't know. Maybe a wisp deck coming in your future. Forest Guide, 4/1/6. At the end of your turn, both players draw a card. Ooh. So this is like a druid mill card coming in here. Either you can get more cards or you can start milling them. And then kind of hard to kill. He's got 6 health. So more cards for the Druid Mill, apparently. Houndmaster Shaw. Your other minions have Rush. So it's pretty much similar to the... What's that card? The Tundra Rhino? Except instead of charge, it's Rush, so you can kill the other minions. Just not the hero. I wonder if they're going to be changing some of the old cards, like Tundra Rhino. Will that still have charge, or will that be changed to Rush as well? I imagine they're going to change a lot of the cards. Militia Commander, Rush, Battlecry, gain 3 attack this turn. So it's a 4/5/5 for 1 turn, and then it drops back down to a 2/5 after that. That's okay. Rush isn't very gimmicky, because, you know, it's good for, like, the first turn to kill minions, but you can't even kill your opponent, right? I don't know. Scale Worm, Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, gain 1 attack and Rush. So that's okay. Vex Crow, whenever you cast a spell, summon a random 2-cost minion. Now here's what we were looking for. This is what we've been looking for. So you play a mage, you play Vex Crow, you got him on the board, and then you just cast a bunch of spells, and you get a whole board full of 2-cost minions. Now, I'm hoping they got more of these types of cards. I hope they got like a 6 mana that summons 4-cost minions, or a 5 mana that summons 3-cost minions. You know what I mean? I hope mages get a whole bunch of these, and we can just summon a whole bunch of random minions. That's what I'm hoping, because that'll create some crazy gimmick stuff. That'll be insane for gimmicks. I'm all aboard the Vex Crow train and the summon random minions for mage train. Will it be overpowered? I don't know, but I want to play around with it and try to do some crazy stuff. So Vex Crow, easily up there on the fun scale, gimmick potential. Vivid Nightmare. Choose a friendly minion. Summon a copy of it with 1 health remaining. So it's another way to copy minions as a priest and get more of them. Now, this is actually another card perfect for gimmick potential. I mean, imagine... Imagine... what's that one card? The cards I've been playing around. I mean, Ragnaros, Kel'Thuzad, the Ancient One. That's the one I was thinking of. Imagine this with the Ancient One. That's a way of getting an Ancient One copy just right away. Like, boom. You get the Ancient One out there. Even if it dies, you resurrect it. Vivid Nightmare. Boom. You got another one. So this is perfect for playing around with things like the Ancient One, Ragnaros, trying to do some crazy stuff. So this is another prime gimmick potential card. Anything that lets you copy stuff. I wish I could put this in my rogue deck, actually, because that would be perfect for it. The one I played a few months back, but hey, I guess we're swapping over to priest now, so I'm liking that a lot. And then Black Cat, spell damage +1 if your deck has only odd cost cards, draw a card. It's a black cat. It's a cute cat. Look at him. He's kind of angry, but he's a cat, and it's pretty good. Spell damage. You get some draw card if you're playing odd cost cards. 3/3/3. Nice. Black Walled Pixie. Refresh your hero power. So that's a way. That actually plays into the whole hero power thing I was just talking about, where you try to win with your hero power, which I guess is what I did with Koldara Drake, but now it's more about getting a really strong hero power and then using it like a couple times a turn to just really wear them down. And Blackwalled Pixie plays right into that, because you'll refresh that and then use it again. And I guess that would even play into things like the Paladin hero power once you play the hero. That's another way of getting the what's that thing called? Exodia faster. So that seems alright for some gimmick stuff. Face Collector, here we go. Echo, Battlecry, add a random legendary minion to your hand. Boom, bam, 10 out of 10. Add it to the gimmick fun level. This guy with Echo, imagine getting like a Tharazon. Get Tharazon, reduce this guy down to 2. You get like 8 mana or something. That's 4 of these, and that's 4 random legendary minions to your hand. Even if you only get like 3, 6 mana with a Tharazon. Reduce them down to 2, 6 mana. That's the turn after Tharazon. You can get 3 legendaries for just playing this guy. And then you got a board full of 2/2s. You can play in wild mode. You had your Bronzebeard or some of the other like double your Battlecry stuff. Boom, you've got double the legendary minions. This is crazy. I love this. I'm going to play around with this card. We're going to collect all the faces and see how it goes. Nightmare Amalgam. This is an elemental mech demon, murloc, dragon, beast, pirate, and totem. Wow. This is everything. And it actually looks like he's got a totem leg, murloc head, a robot claw, or a dragon claw, or no, dragon wings, a horn. This is a great card. It's all. I love it. I love it. 3/3/4. I should make a deck just based around the Nightmare Amalgam and just try to get him as big as possible. That's got to be a deck, right? Just getting this guy as big as possible and winning. I'm going to do it. So this is already a 10 out of 10. It's everything, man. This guy'll do anything for you. Phantom Militia, 2/4 Echo Taunt. So it's essentially, how long can this go on? Except you got to pay another 3 mana to keep doing it. But you can keep doing it over and over. Again, if you got Tharzan with Echo, that's going to be some spicy meatballs, man. Tharzan's only in Wild, isn't he? Or is Tharzan still in Standard? I think he's only in Wild. But I'm not actually positive. Either way, I play a lot of Wild, so. Hey, Pumpkin Peasant, Lifesteal. Each turn, this is in your hand, swap its attack and health. With life. That's kind of a cool. I like this mechanic. I hope they add some more of these where it swaps the health and attack. Because that adds another element of like, ooh, when should I play this? Should I play it when it's got more attack or more health? You're kind of risking it. And it can also play into building some crazy gimmick decks. You're like, oh, what if it's like a 1/5 and then you throw down the 5/1 for 3 mana or something, and then you buff them up a bit, but you're like, oh, we need some taunt right now. I don't know. It seems like a fun mechanic to play around with. Rebuke. Enemy spells cost 5 more next turn. So this is, what's his name? The Mushroom Man. You know, that guy, except without the actual card on the board. So it's just, hey, if you're playing a mage or a spellcaster, and you're a paladin, and you don't want to cast any more spells, boom. You did it. So, it seems okay. Nothing crazy gimmicky about it. Warpath, Echo, deal 1 damage to all minions. This is a way to just do a bunch of damage to all minions as a warrior. Over and over again. Witchwood Apple. Add 3 Trents to your hand. 2/2 Trents. So it's just a way of giving you some Trents. Nice. I can make a Trent deck. That's all I can think about. And then Hunting Mastiff. That's Echo Rush. So that's going to be kind of cool. It's like having Unleash the Hounds, but slightly upgraded. Because Unleash the Hounds is 1/1, right? So this is a 2/1. You can just play them over and over. So it's just an upgraded Unleash the Hounds with 1 card. Merc Spark Eel. If your deck has only even cost cards, deal 2 damage. Whoa, I was just thinking. I just warped back. If you play like a hand buff type of thing, and you buff up this Hunting Mastiff, would that mean, say it's like, say you even play a Tharzan, you get it down to 1, and then you buff it up, and it's like a 4, I don't know, 4/3 or something, and you play like 5 of these, that's 5 4/3s, you like clear up the board, and then the next turn, bam, you just go to town. That's actually pretty strong. I like that. Merc Sparky. If your deck has only even cost cards, deal 2 damage. Alright, so that's pretty alright. 2/2/3 and you get 2 damage. If you got even cost cards, at least. Red Band Wasp has 3 attack while damaged. 2/1/3 with Rush, so it'll be, if he kills or hits something, then it'll be up to a 4/3, which is pretty good. So you just got to wait a turn to do some crazy stuff. It's alright. And then finally, Witch's Apprentice, Taunt. Battle Cry, add a random shaman spell to your hand. And look at him, he's a frog in a hat. Definitely going to have to make a deck revolving around Witch's Apprentice, frog in a hat. Probably a random shaman spell hand, because they really seem to be encouraging that with all the random shaman spells. And that's it. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll obviously make another one of these when the expansion's about to come out, and I'll cover all the cards. Aside from that, I'll just keep on waiting like everybody else. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. See ya.